call us to order?
This meeting, which is hereby called to order, is in compliance with the notice requirements of the law. Public notice was posted in the office of the Board of Education and communicated to the municipal clerk, the Daily Record, and the Star Ledger on January 8, 2016.
Everyone please rise. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Nash, would you please call us to order?
Ms. Dodd,
Here.
Ms. Rosario, Mr. Miller,
Here.
Mrs. Laurie,
Here.
Mr. Scarnio,
Here.
Mrs. Mullen,
Here.
Mr. Martino,
Here.
Mr. Hooper,
Here.
Mrs. Shower.
Okay, I'd like to open the meeting to the public. It will be on agenda items only, and as we have been doing, everyone may stand and speak, give your name, your address, and speak for 3 minutes, with an amount of time of maybe 30 minutes altogether, so we can get on to the business. So if anybody would like to speak about an agenda item at this time?
Will there be time for?
Yes, we have a second public comment section at the end, so that would be at that time. So if nobody has anything on an agenda item, I will close this portion and we will go to approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communications? Ms. Nash?
I have a card from Francisco Garcia, thank you card in regards to the scholarship.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Becker, Superintendent report?
This replacement of transportation for special education students as noted.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please. Or any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Dodd,
Yes.
Ms. Rosario, Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie,
Yes.
Mr. Scarnio,
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen,
Yes.
Mr. Martino, Mr. Hooper. Yes.
We'd like to advise you that the termination of placement at the Lake Drive School in Mountain Lakes doesn't require a vote, it's simply a notification. The second item we ask is for approval for the field trips and travel authorization as per the attached list.
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Dodd,
Yes.
Ms. Rosario, Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie,
Yes.
Mr. Scarnio,
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen,
Yes.
Mr. Martino,
Yes.
Mr. Hooper.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Becker, personnel, Mr. Miller?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that the board approve staff and extra service appointments for 2016-17 school year as listed. We have items 1 through 10.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
We want to mention that number 10 was to address the issue about the third grade class sizes, where we're at an extra section for that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Dodd,
Yes.
Ms. Rosario, Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie,
Yes.
Mr. Scarnio,
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen,
Yes.
Mr. Martino, Mr. Hooper.
Yes.
Okay, curriculum and co-curricular activities. Mr. Bocchino?
I'll move that we accept the Marginalize Athletic Association Treasury Report for August 2016.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Dodd?
Yes.
Ms. Rosario? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie?
Yes.
Mr. Scarnio?
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen?
Yes.
Mr. Lopino?
Yes.
Mr. Hooper?
Yes.
I move that the board recommends approval of the listed curriculum policy.
Second.
Any questions, comments?
I just want to say that I love the detail of these, and I was looking at the culinary arts, which is very important. But it's really math, children, sanitation, spiritual, Boy Scouts, and that.
Yeah.
So, I think it's important for a lot of kids to learn how to
Yes.
glad to see that.
And they were beautifully done.
Yes.
So, a lot of information there, a lot of guidance. Roll call, please.
Ms. Dodd?
Yes.
Ms. Rosario? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie?
Yes.
Mr. Scarnio?
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen?
Yes.
Mr. Lopino?
Yes.
Mr. Hooper?
Yes.
And community relations and policy, thank you, Mr.
You're welcome.
Ms. Rosario?
Second.
Do you have any questions or comments? You got a chance to read them all? Roll call, please.
Ms. Dodd?
Yes.
Ms. Rosario? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie?
Yes.
Mr. Scarnio?
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen?
Yes.
Mr. Lopino?
Yes.
Mr. Hooper? Yes.
Okay, yes. Again, once school started, there are many grants coming out. Okay. Bill, thank you, Mrs. Rosario. Buildings and grounds, Mrs. Mullen.
Yes, I'm pleased to report that there has been no vandalism for the month of August in any of our buildings or transportation, so.
Which is always good news. Thank you. And I'll do budget and finance. I will reapprove and or adopt the following resolutions as listed.
Second,
Okay. And you can see we have a very nice donation here, electrical guitar. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Dodd?
Yes.
Ms. Rosario? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie?
Yes.
Mr. Scarnio?
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen?
yes.
Mr. Lopino?
Yes.
Mr. Hooper?
Yes.
Okay, Dover report from Montano, our representative was not able to be here this evening, so we don't have a report. Hopefully he'll be here at the next meeting. Does anyone have any old business they'd like to discuss? Mr. Cooper?
I was at the Academy Street back to school night. It was a very good showing.
Good.
PTA meeting beforehand was standing room only, so that was nice to see. And it seemed like a lot of parents came out to attend, so it was
Very nice. Has anybody else, I don't know if we had, unfortunately, we had North Dover tonight, but we have our meeting, so look at that. I did see some people walking up there though, so hopefully they'll have a good showing. Anyone else with old business? No? All right, and then we have our new business, we have the rolling calendar, our future meetings, school board's workshop. I know, did everybody tell Ms. Janish if they're going or if they require rooms? I think everybody's pretty much set. I think that is pretty much set. Okay, And then we have the Morris County School Board meetings. There's 4 of us attending on September 28th, and then we'll find out what the next meetings are. And then there's the regional informational programs for school board candidates. And the northern region would be in Mountain Lakes High School on September 27th. So any other new business? No. And I know September 27th we have a meeting, so that takes care of that for us. All right, then it's time to open to the public again for comment. Once again, we request your name and address, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes. And what we'll do is, at the end, we don't want to interrupt anything. So at the end, the things that we can answer, we will answer now, or if we need to get in touch with anyone in the future, then that's what we'll do. So if anybody would like to speak, please, you don't have to. If you can stand, fine. If you can't stand, that's fine too. Please just give your name and address.
Hello, my name is Barbara Nijinsky, 2 Jenkins Street, Stanton. I'm here as a follow-up to the last board meeting in August 2016. As stated at the last meeting in May 2016, I emailed Kathy Rutan that I wanted to come and get my personal belongings. I was out on sick leave and I retired January 2016. I went to North Dover and was met by the principal. She had gathered 2 boxes and told me those were all of my personal items. I asked to go into my former classroom to look for the rest of my items, of which I was denied, and she quoted me a fictional law that retired teachers are forbidden back into the building. I'd like to thank the board for acknowledging my mistreatment and granting me access back into the building. I revisited the building on August 22nd, in which I was greeted and escorted to my room by the vice principal. After viewing my room and collecting some of my personal belongings, I easily saw that many of my items were missing. When I mentioned a few of the items, the vice principal said that he has not seen them, but would check storage for those items and give me a call. I was never contacted again, and I'm under the impression my items are gone. The vice principal monitored and checked all the items that I did take. I have compiled a list of some of the missing items with prices attached. I am seeking reimbursement of those personal items. Secondly, as discussed at the end of last meeting, I also asked about my clock retirement gift and had not heard anything back. So I'd like to know something about that. Among the list of missing items include fire rescue truck, top gun dump truck, mega construction playset, builder's construction toy helmet, 10-piece fritted band instruments, Fisher-Price grill playset, Little Tykes kitchen, Melissa and Doug's food groups, rewards, treasure chest of toys, dolls, and Dora stuffed playmate, personal picture frames with my grandson, which is priceless. The other items come to a total of $210. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you in a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, anyone else? Please stand, state your name.
Krista Sainer, 16 Greenwood Avenue. I would respectfully request that at the next board meeting, a situation is established where we can hear you. Again, this is the second meeting in a row where there's a fan blowing. We heard almost nothing of what went on in the meeting, with the exception of Ms. Jenish taking roll call. Ms. Gloria, I was able to hear you. We heard nothing that anyone else said. It's unacceptable.
Thank you. Would someone else like to speak?
Good evening. I have 1 question and 2 comments. The first question is, what is our policy, if any, regarding refugee students and new immigrant students age 16 or older? As you may be aware, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania ordered the Lancaster School District to ensure access to quality education for refugee students in the case of 6 students, and also ordered similarly situated students to have such access. Those students were aged 16 to 21, and they had been denied matriculation to the high school and directed to alternative education programs. The name of the case is ESA versus School District of Lancaster, and the judge ordered that the students be permitted to matriculate at the district high school. As some of you may know, I'm an immigration attorney at the Wyndham Immigrant Resource Center, and I've already come across 2 students who attempted to matriculate at Morristown High School. I've heard of other students attempting to matriculate at the Dover schools, but those students are not my clients. And the students at the Morristown High School were both age 18. They were both denied matriculation after a few phone calls to the school district, and a woman who is the liaison with immigrant students and refugee students. Those students were matriculated at the high school, not an alternative program. And I just want to make sure that our students here, our refugee families and our immigrant families, don't have to seek out the assistance of an attorney to matriculate in school, and of course to avoid any costly legal battles. If the Lancaster case continues and is appealed, it would be appealed to the Third Circuit, and the Third Circuit covers New Jersey. So that case is probably something that we should be mindful of here in Dover. I also want to echo Ms. Krista Saner's comments today, Ms. Cindy Connorant's comments last week, to ensure that we either turn off the fans or use microphones so that we can hear each other. I am ridiculously loud, so I know you can hear me, but it's difficult sometimes to hear both the comments of the public and the discussion between you all over the fans. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak, please?
For Eastover, we just received a letter. My name is Tia Nutting, 11 Orem Drive.
Please.
I have a child at Eastover. There was a letter recently that went out about a car trying to pick up a child. I know you guys are trying not to have us park on the side, and it is a distance to walk for some of the parents. Some of the parents that are coming to pick up their kids are grandparents, so it makes it a little difficult for them to walk that distance. My son, I tell him to meet me at a spot. I'm not even parking. I'm stopping for 30 seconds for the child to jump in the car and continue to move. Academy has a one-way street, North Dover has a one-way street. Is there any way that you guys can have something that you guys talk to the town to see if we can get a one-way to make the traffic go a little bit easier for those parents that are picking up? I'm picking up a child at Eastover. I have to come to the high school and pick up a child to pick them up. I have another child that I have to get home to get them off the bus. So it's a full circle for me to sit there and have to park, get out my car, go get him, walk back, get in the car, go to the high school, pick up another child, try to rush home. That's a lot. If I can just, hey, okay, you're there, get in, 30 seconds. It doesn't take that long for a child to get into a car if we can have a one-way street.
Thank you for your comment. Would anyone else, does anyone else have a comment or a question?
Rodney Lane, Prospect Street, Dover, New Jersey. Okay, a couple things I just want to go over. First of all, the videotaping of the meetings. I videotaped on August 16th meeting, like that has over 1,050 views as of today. That's a lot of views. Like that's like nothing in Morris County has anything like that. Very few things in New Jersey. So that means people are interested. So, you know, I may not be able to be here all the time, but I think that might be something that you may want to suggest, that you get something to videotape the events and the meetings and then get them out to the public. All right, secondly, Mr. Becker wasn't here last time, so I just want to go over a couple things that occurred in one of the July meetings, the July meeting. You know, I came to the meeting, a lifetime resident of the Dover community, you know, with some concerns, and that's what the public meetings are for concerns. There's a couple things that went on behind the scenes that were a little troubling. I just want to mention them and discuss them. First of all, I'm a teacher, 24 years, 20 years in my current district. I received a call from the NJEA officials saying that, basically asking, and this is from Bergen County, asking was I trying to start a anti-NJEA, some type of retaliation versus Dover High School. Secondly, there was reports that there was high-ranking NJEA official coming to disrupt, to cause problems, disturbances. This came directly from officials, from the real high-ranking officials to me. Thirdly, there were rumors that Mr. Lane had a 20-year grudge, and he was going out to create problems and rally up people from Dover to do some type of demonstration at the meeting. These are the things that came back directly to me from different places around the state. The purpose, another thing, there was basically all the administrators were there. Basically all the administrators were there, maybe besides one or two. I have documentation to show all of this, by the way. There were a couple, there may be 2 administrators men. On a July, that's very rare to see all those type of people there. And last time I mentioned it at the meeting, and it was stated that they came to support because they heard some type of things going on. To be honest, none of these things were true. There was no anti-NJEA rally. There was no high-ranking official. There was none of that. So these things were done, and my name was mentioned throughout the state of New Jersey. I got calls, my people got calls, my president of my association got calls. So this came from somewhere. So I just want to know, where it came from, what are the sources, because it was not accurate. And obviously by the meeting and everything, it seemed not to be accurate.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Your 3 minutes are up. We'd like to see if someone else would like to have a chance. Does anyone else have? Please stand for your name and address.
My name is Maria Baker, 46 Maple Avenue, Dover, New Jersey, obviously. I just have a concern about fine performing arts because Dover has wonderfully initiated the Fine Performing Arts Academy, and my children are very active with music and have represented Dover well, performing at Carnegie Hall and various regional choruses, national and band chorus. And it seems to me that some of the activities for the fine performing arts are being cut back, or I know several teachers who have applied for stipend positions and are not necessarily being acknowledged, either through oversight, hopefully, or they feel as if they're being shunned for some reason. And it's concerning to me because I think the arts are really important, and we've actually been award-winning in many cases, whereas football has been a priority, and even as a band booster parent, it's very difficult to get parents to volunteer to come out for events. And when we attend meetings and we get information like, well, we provide buses for you. I certainly hope buses are provided for the students when they go to away games, because otherwise, how would they get there with their equipment and with other things? And it was discerning, to say the least, to think that when we have these wonderful facilities, and they're beautiful, and we thank you so much for creating these facilities, that we are not able to share them, and we're more than willing to share them. 20 minutes before the game, we were informed that we had to go to a different facility to set up our food, which we're providing for the children, and as an activity to raise money for the school. And we were told we had to move, and that would be knocked down, and we would have to share, which is fine. But then when it started raining, the parents wouldn't move. We couldn't get the equipment back in, and again, that's school equipment. So we're just looking for a little support as parents, as band boosters, as students who really want to do something that they're not getting a grade for, and they're trying to improve themselves and provide an opportunity for the school to work with it. So I would really like a little support for the boosters and the parents and the kids, because they really play hard. I don't know if you realize how hard it is to go out there and how much they practice. They're out there practicing right now after a long day and playing sports and doing other things. So just a little acknowledgement for all the teams, equal billing for all. And again, thank you. Facilities are beautiful. We'd like to share them, not be pushed behind everyone else and be forced to stand in the rain and ruin our equipment, which is the schools.
Thank you. Does anyone else have a comment or a question for us this evening?
I would just like to give you my letter.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else this evening? Could we take a motion to,
So moved.
second? Or you give a second? All right, thank you. Good evening. Meeting is adjourned.
Are they going to address any questions? That's how they do. Hey, let the people decide.